Hey guys, we're working on a 2008 model Mini Cooper that belongs to my wife. This thing had the typical timing chain rattling noise that is associated with a lot of these little Mini Coopers. There were times where we would fire this thing up and it sounded like a bucket of bolts going crazy underneath the engine compartment. What we've done here is remove the camshaft chain tensioner, and we're getting ready to replace it with a brand new one. This old tensioner right here is very, very weak, considering when compared to the new one. After being measured, this required 12 pounds of pressure to compress. The new one right here is about an 18-pound difference, right out around the 30 to 32 pounds to move that thing. I mean, it's quite difficult to even get the thing to move. So we're looking forward to that, applying quite a bit more pressure, and which is going to ultimately amount to a tighter chain. The tools that are required are pretty basic. You got a 27mm socket, a 1/2-inch drives, a few simple screwdrivers, and a couple of small wrenches to get the hose clamps off. This part right here is by far the most difficult to get off, and it's really not even that hard. This is the manifold that goes to some of the associated plumbing that goes to the turbocharger. It kind of sits in that fashion right there. You got one hose that's over in this area that attaches from this part to this part here. The bottom half is definitely the most difficult to get off because, well, it just kind of gets hot and eventually sticks itself to the rubber. You can feed some screwdrivers down into the edges, spray it with some WD, and it'll break right loose. Additionally, I think it's best to go ahead and break loose the air box as well. That's going to provide you a little bit more working room. The chain tensioner, this old one that came out, it sits right in this orientation right here. There's a small hole down just right about in line with where that manifold's going to sit. And if you have that manifold in the way, you're definitely not going to be able to get a ratchet and wrench in there. So get that stuff out of the way, back that thing off. I think it requires somewhere around maybe 50 Newton meters or something like that whenever you retorque it, but I'm not certain on that. You should double check that before you go reassembling. One quick note. Even though this is going to be a temporary fix, the little bit of time that the chain has spent just occasionally being loose and slapping around inside definitely has a terrible effect on the internal guide rails, or excuse me, guides. So if you decide to take this job, take it under on your own, this is a pretty quick, easy $50 fix. Surprisingly enough, this is only $50 from the local BMW shop. But if you have the resources, maybe the ability, and the maybe the funds to do so, it's a good idea to go ahead and replace the timing chain, guides, and associated hardware that come in a timing kit that BMW does sell. You can find it online for around $350. But if you're not necessarily inclined to do that, this right here is going to save you a lot of money in the long run, because if this is put off, you are definitely going to be looking at the possibility of a chain derailing and causing some serious valve train damage, and you're looking at thousands of dollars in repair. So anyway, happy wrenching, you guys. Hope this helps out. Take care.